to Voice of Forex, Daily FX Commentator Contributor, Global FX Radio, YouTube, Market Wrap Up. What a day! Can you say Euro under 140? Oh my goodness, Sterling dollar under 175. Dollar index, as you see right here, getting over 80. But I got to tell you something. This looking very, very ominous. Now I know I've said it before, and I said we had that shooting star back here. Right? We said we had that shooting star. Where'd that come from? We had that shooting star right here. And it certainly did look like one. But I'll tell you, 80 was a huge level. And boy, oh boy, we are reversing. Euro dollar, and we still got, I'm doing this show a little bit early. We got 18 minutes to the close. Euro dollar, 139.72. We'll get there in a second. But I got to tell you, this dollar index looking very weak. Let's look at the hourly chart there. Now, you know, trade balance out of the U.S. came out today. I'm kind of surprised, I got to tell you. I'm very shocked. I don't say shocked, but I'm surprised. Given the fact that the U.S. is exporting everything under the sun because the dollar is so weak, and the global economies are therefore supposedly so strong, you would think the trade balance would get much better. Oil's coming in. That's better for the trade balance. And yet, we had a bad number. What that says to me is that the world economies are slowing down, that the reason for the dollar rally, which does make sense, is that the U.S., I mean, this much of a rally does not make sense. But the rally we're having right now, I guess, does make sense because think about it. The U.S. is the first country to really do something about it. The Europeans are kicking and screaming. The Japanese don't really have any problems. That's why their currency is exploding across the board. But between the European and the Americans, hey, the U.S. is the first one to really act on this. So that's a bullish thing. So who's going to come out of it first, this economic malaise? The U.S. The problem is that the U.S. doesn't have the money to do it. The problem is that maybe it's not next week. Jimmy Rogers said this today. I'll quote him. Maybe it's not next week. Maybe it's not next month. Maybe it's not next year. But the dollar will resume its downward decline. And those people calling for this dollar continuation for years, calling for a massive dollar top, I cannot imagine that. But I do think that the dollar may have topped out against the euro, but maybe not against the yen. The yen could go to 80, okay, if the Japanese and the Chinese and the North Koreans, they all get together, Taiwan, Singapore, Pan-Asia. So, you know, we could really, in my opinion, we're seeing the start of a massive shift into Asia. And hopefully we get a yen carry trade rally that we can short into. But again, sorry to rant. Big numbers tomorrow, again, at the U.S. We get the dollar index looking very weak, shooting star, head and shoulders on the hourly. Should we take out 79.90 where that hammer is, right here, where we rallied off of? That would be very, very bad for the dollar index. Retail sales tomorrow, I think they're going to be an abomination. I cannot imagine these retail sales being better than expected. If they are, I'm dead wrong. It won't be the first time. But last I heard, people are on staycations. And if you don't know what a staycation is, think about it. I'll tell you tomorrow. Staycations. That's what people are doing. They're not going anywhere. So the fact that people are on staycations, I don't see what they're spending. They don't have any money they could take from their homes. They don't have any credit left in their credit cards. And they're not getting raises at work, and they're paying more in gasoline prices. So I just don't see it. I just don't see it. So I think this number is going to be an abomination. And, you know, the big question is, does the dollar rally sell off ahead of it? Or does the dollar sell, you know, basically do nothing? Does the euro retest the lows? I can't imagine the euro is going to retest the lows. It might. But if the dollar does sell off into this retail number, all bets are off. But I would think the Europeans, knowing that the U.S. economy is in the toilet and is in big trouble, I would be very hard-pressed to see what trader, FX trader, would want to be long the dollar going into retail sales. So I would imagine this euro does probably push higher in Europe ahead of that number. So there you go. There's dollar index. Let's go to euro dollar hourly chart. I'll tell you what, we take out this whole, we're turning on the 10x, 10, 20, 30 exponential or crossing. We've got this whole hourly level where we break out through here, and we're breaking out right now, and we take out this 140. I mean, we're gonna rally nicely to this downtrend channel line, in my opinion, which is 104 right now. Now, if we draw another line, we get a much better number. Look at that channel line. That's 142. That's Dennis Gartman's number. how Dennis Gartman believes that if the euro rallies to 142, then the dollar will be oversold is beyond me. I say this on my radio show, by the way. And by the way, Global FX Radio, we cleaned it up. My new site will be ready in a month, but I had to do something. Global FX Radio is clean. It explains everything that I offer pretty good. Links to my other websites. You can sign up for premium via it also. That's globalfxradio.com. So love to hear your comments, and again, contact me there. Looking at this channel line, though, again, this euro dollar, it could bounce to 142 and still be in the downtrend channel. But it looks very bullish to me. It looks like it's going higher. Look at this dollar yen moving late in the session. The carry trade showing a major bottom here. We'll get to it in a second. But looking at this euro dollar chart, again, I see resistance obviously at 140. I see 140.50 also as big resistance. And if we break through 140.50, we could go to 142. Absolutely. Dollar yen. Dollar yen heading up to nice resistance. Oh, what am I doing? Dollar yen heading up to nice resistance. This whole 107.40 level is big. We break through there. I don't think this GDP number is going to be very good out of Japan, I got to tell you. I think this GDP number is going to suck. You know, maybe it's the last of it, but it's a revision to 0.9 negative from 0.6. So if it comes out weaker, you could see a nice yen sell-off on that. Look at the euro dollar, by the way, daily. Now, other currencies look better. But can you say hammer? Can you say hammer? If you can't say it, I'll say it for you. Hammer! Sorry, I'm in a good mood today. Premium trades we cleaned up. I think something like 400 pips. Sterling dollar, daily chart, doji, hammer. Hourly chart on cable, looking very good. This dollar yen, oh, the whole yen crosses. Euro yen rallying almost 200 pips. But look at this channel line in cable. Cable breaks through this channel line. We can see 176 easy. Big channel line resistance there in cable. We break through 176. We go right to 176.50. We take out 177. We might go higher. Dollar Swiss looks very interesting to me to the downside. I think this thing could play catch up. I think it's right around the highs because Euro Swiss is rallying so much. But I got to tell you, this is a catch-up play with like a nice 60-pip stop. Oh, I don't have much time. Hang on. Euro Sterling, which has now possibly bottomed out. Euro Sterling, which we called to a T, covered it a little early. Shorted at 80, covered it at 79.50 in premium. But this looks, again, could be a bottom. We could get a bounce to maybe 80.20. Something like that on that level. But I got to tell you, Euro Sterling, I'm looking to sell the bounces. It's going to rally. I'm not shorted here. But this is a major top in Euro Sterling. And I think we have a ways to go to the downside in Euro Sterling. Just do your Fibonacci on your daily. Do I have time? No. Well, let's just do a Fibonacci quick one for you. I teach all these things in my webinars, people. My premium service, I teach all these things via my webinars. So, again, go to Global FX Radio if you want to try a free 1-week trial of Global FX Radio Premium. So the first 38% retracement, the first level of retracement in this Euro Sterling is 73.61. So we got a ways to go. We got a ways to go. So, turning to Euro Yen now. Let's do the daily chart on Euro Yen. Euro Yen, look at that hammer. 149.71. Oh my goodness. Look at this hammer forming. This could be it, people. This could be it. And I say could be, but it certainly is crossed to the upside. Look at this 10, 20, 30 exponential. It's crossed almost. But again, this downtrend channel line, sorry, we're right up against it. We break through 150, and obviously we go a lot higher. Doing the retracement from that top on a fib, the first line is 151. We get through 150, we go to 151. Sterling yen, hourly chart, I got 20 seconds. I'm sorry I can't give you more. I went into a rant. Sterling yen heading to a major downtrend channel line on the hourly, at least for the last couple of days. And I'll tell you what, we get through 188.90, and we go to 190, people. Thanks for listening. GlobalFXRadio.com. Andrew Spanton.